Hey there YouTube, Mr.Lubufu, continuing with my complete M15 core set review. This time we're going to cover all the black cards, and again the focus is going to be primarily on limited to help you guys rock your pre-release. So let's go ahead and hop right in. First things first, we have a Cursed Spirit. For those of you that got to play with this card in M14 know that this card is, it can be really hard to deal with. It's a pretty decent clock. The 2 toughness is kind of disappointing, but anytime you're not playing against another player in black, this card is all but unblockable, and it's very hard to deal with. Black Cat is a card I love to play back in Dark Ascension. I know it's not that good, but meow, you have to say that anytime you cast Black Cat. For those of you that see my first booster box I ever opened on my channel, I did that for every Black Cat. We have Blood Host, which the name looks really silly with the new font. But it's a 5-mana 3/3, so, you know, kind of expensive, but it does give you protection from removal of sorts. You sacrifice another creature, put a counter, and gain 2 life. Seems okay. Kind of expensive for what it does, but it's fine. Carrion Crow, it's a 2-mana, or it's 3-mana 2/2 flyer that enters the battlefield tapped. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, it flies, which in this format, there's not many good flyers, so. Caustic Tar is terrible. I don't like it at all. 6 mana, and then you eventually make target player lose 3. Yeah, no, I don't like it. Child of Night is a card that, depending on the format, people either say it's playable or just terrible, so I can't judge directly. I think it's okay. Covenant of Blood, so expensive for what it does. You really have to have a lot of creatures to make this good, but if this card is good, it's very good, because it's creature or player, so you can redirect it there. Crippling Blight is okay. There's not a lot of X1s. There's a lot of there are a few, you know, 3/1 flyers and 3/1s running around, and this is okay then. Cruel Sadist is a very interesting card. I have to play with it to see exactly how it is, but it seems like it can be okay. Like, you pay some life, and then eventually you can kill something. But it's really, really, really slow. It's a good design, though. Endless Obedience. It's a very, very expensive reanimate, but it can be okay. I typically like these effects more than most people, so that's it. And here we have a Vampire Angel, because you enchant creature because lifelink, and whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, put a counter. This card seems like it get really out of hand really fast. So really out of hand. I like this card a lot, even though it screams easy 2-for-1s in this format. Feast on the Fallen, fantastic flavor. If an opponent lost life, you get to make a creature yours bigger. This card seems like it could be okay. Fester Gloom, there's a few 1/1s as I mentioned earlier in this video, so it can be okay. It is a sorcery, remember, though. Flesh to Dust, the first piece of unconditional removal in black that we're going to see, and it's very good. It's very slow, but it's very good. I think this card is one of the best black commons you can pick up. Gravedigger has been bumped to uncommon, but I love Gravediggers. So many times I would cite, like, play a Gravedigger, get back another Gravedigger, cast new Gravedigger. Like, it can get out of hand. The fact it's an uncommon makes it much worse, though. In Garrick's Wake, it costs 1.5 million mana, but it is a very powerful effect. I don't think it's that playable in limited, though. Indulgent Tormentor, the black pre-release promo. I think it's one of the stronger ones. The fact that it only has 3 toughness is relevant, but that's basically the only downside I have to this card. It's a 5-mana 5-power flyer. You get to draw more cards unless they sack a creature or pay 3 life. I like this guy a lot. I think he's one of the stronger pre-release promos. Pity the rest of black doesn't support him that well. Leeching Sliver's okay as a 1/1 that attacks, they lose a life, but you're not going to get in for that much damage with it, because there's not many good slivers. Liliana Vess, it's another Planeswalker in limited. You play it, and then they cry, because that's what happens when they play Planeswalkers in limited. Mind Rot's okay. It's not, you know, insane. It's not the best. We have Necrobite with the art, with the older art. I think this is from Avacyn Restored instead of the art from Theros block. And those of you that saw it in Theros block, it was much stronger then than it is here, but it still could be fine. Necrogen Scudder is a card I really enjoyed in Scars of Meriden. It's a 3-power, 3/3 flyer. Yeah, you lose 3 life, but you play this and you can aggressively start attacking them. That's the point of this. Necromancer's Assistant is a 3-mana 3/1, but it's pretty bad. I don't like it at all. There's not enough zombies, I think, to make Necromancer stockpile decent and limited, which is unfortunate. Nightfire Giant. If you're able to untap with this guy, and you have a mountain, he can get out of hand really fast, just picking off all the little dudes that are running around. Nicholas Unshackled. It's a 6-mana 4/4 flying with trample. So that's basically what you're gonna play at. It's pretty strong and limited. It's very bomby, and there's not much searching library in this format, so that second ability isn't that relevant. Paragon of Open Graves. I love all the paragons in this in limited, and given a creature death touch can be very relevant as well. I've never been impressed with Rotfeaster Maggot. It's a 3/5 that'll gain you 3 to 5 life, basically. Which in this format, the body can be relevant, but it's just really slow. Shadowcloak Vampire, it's a 4/3 for 5, but you can pay 2 life to give it flying. You notice there's a lot of paying life in this format. Sign in Blood, solid card. I like Sign in Blood Unlimited. Soul of Innistrad, a complete bomb, but so are all the souls. Stab Wound was correctly made into an uncommon, because if this card was common, it would be insane. But the fact that it's an uncommon now makes the rest of black much weaker. Stay in the Mind is pretty bad. Is a pretty bad effect in limited, I found. Typhoid Rats. I love my 1-mana 1/1 Death Touchers. I just love playing them. Seems pretty good in this format too. Ulcerate. It's kind of expensive, but it's decent removal for a lot of the formats, so seems okay. Unmake the Graves. It's better in sealed than it is in draft, but it's not incredible. Wall of Limbs is so expensive for what it does, and there's not enough life gain, I think, to support it, so I'm disappointed by it. There's not enough discard to make Waste Not Good and Limited, which is familiar. It's a 3-mana 2/3, and this is actually relevant. The body is pretty important here. Very few things can get past it for a while. Zathrod's Slyblade is very good. First Strike and Death Touch means if it's blocked, you can kill the creature. Yeah, it loses hexproof, but it can get out of hand really fast. People oftentimes won't block it, which is good. Or if they do, you eventually get blown out by it. And Soft Shade is completely fine. It's not incredible, but it's okay. Anyway, that's it for this part. Thank you guys for watching, and be sure to check out the other recorded parts.